Just be casual.
Easy.
I like this.
That's like a $4,000 chair.
What?
I know. It looks so ugly. I hate it. But we didn't pay $4,000 for it.
Oh, good.
We spent on Marketplace, what, $300?
That's so good. I love it. I just like how comfy
It just
is.
looks ugly, man.
It looks real ugly, but I love it. But I feel like it's a cool ugly. I just like this is a nice way to sit.
Yeah. It is comfy. It is comfy. It is comfy. It's literally a big piece of sponge. They probably got it in China.
just foam.
Anyway.
Fair condition.
Alrighty.
Save our Sundays. No more Monday blues.
Hello.
Hi.
Welcome to Save Our Sundays, the podcast where we build MyTeacherAide in public and give teachers their weekends back. See, we're Josh and Jacob, co-founders of MyTeacherAide, an AI toolbox specifically built for teachers. And in this episode, we're sharing how we built MyTeacherAide, how we started, why we built it, and what we've learned through the whole process, and why we're building version 3 now. Anyway, we'll come back to all of that.
Yes.
Jacob, how was your week?
Yeah, good. So it's the end of the school holidays. So we were in the school holidays. So naturally, as a teacher, I was working.
Hence why this exists.
Exactly. That's why we're here. Ironically, we're shooting this on a Sunday. But this weekend, my wife and I took our daughter to the Ducks.
Oh,
Richmond. That was really nice. They're like,
I love the Ducks.
She's like 2, but they're as big as she is.
In Richmond?
They're huge. Have you seen these ducks?
I have.
They're gigantic.
I don't remember them being that big. Anyway.
I bet they're delicious.
Yeah, I bet they are.
What about you? What about you?
My week was interesting because I just got back from India. I was in India for my brother's 40th, and my good friend got married as well. 5, 6 events, but I only made it to 3. You know how Indian weddings are?
No, I don't.
Yeah, they can go on for weeks, and they spend a lot of money, and they invite the whole world.
Wow.
And they do a lot of dancing, a lot of eating, great food, and yeah.
Do you have
keeping people happy?
This might just be me because I'm antisocial, but you know how you go through like that stage of life where everybody's getting married? I get the feeling like I remember when that was happening. It's so great to like go to weddings and to see your friends get married, and then you get married, and it's like, oh, this is really great. But then after a while, you get like another wedding invitation. You're like, oh, there goes another weekend.
Yeah.
Like, what's that like in India?
Oh man, in India, it's ridiculous because if you do not go to a wedding, they take offense to it. So they get offended, right? So you're not close to the family, and it's not even the person who's getting married. They're probably happy, they're saving money on one person not coming, but the family gets offended, and then your family gets offended as well that you're representing your family not going to this wedding, you're not showing up. It's a whole thing, man. Like, it's keeping up with the Joneses in India.
So it's very much like it is here.
Yeah.
But just a bigger party.
Yeah. And you have to really do a lot of things just to keep people happy. Yeah.
Classic.
But that was my...
Speaking of doing a lot of things to keep people happy.
What was that word? Seguawe?
Segue nailed.
What was the Seguawe?
Speaking of
Seguawe.
Doing a lot of things to keep everybody happy. We are doing this on a Sunday, which is why we're doing the podcast.
Ironic. Yep.
Ironic. We thought we'd start out with our first episode actually introducing ourselves.
Yes.
Like, who the heck are you people?
Yes.
You're based in Australia. None of you have Australian accents.
Yes.
What's going on there?
I'm just a random brown guy who somehow got the visa, man. 1 minute.
Gabby, cut that.
I got off the boat and I'm here doing a podcast. What? Oh my God.
How did we actually meet?
Actually, I would like to know what your memory of how we met.
I was actually thinking about this last night. So from my point of view, I remember, Josh, the first time I laid eyes on you. And it was the...
Who's this?
It was
the only brown guy at the wedding. Actually, I was the only brown guy at the wedding. Right?
We got to stop bringing race into this, man. And then, so my wife and I were going to a friend's wedding. And we rock up at the wedding, and the band was rehearsing, and I looked over and I was like, who's that really stylish looking dude on the guitar?
It's funny you say stylish,
with the angelic voice.
I look at my photos from that wedding and I gag
Really?
at what I was wearing. I literally go,
We're going to have Gabby find a photo.
yep.
Once we have viewers, they can vote whether they agree with me or agree with you.
Yep.
I think he was the most stylish guy at the wedding.
I've been on a fashion journey since, so anyway.
I play guitar. Josh plays guitar.
Yes.
If you play guitar and you see like another guitarist in the wild, you notice the guy, you're checking out how he plays. That was the first time I saw it. I was like, oh, that guy looks really cool. He's playing really well. Angelic voice. And then the next time I saw you was a couple hours later.
When we were all waiting for dinner.
Yeah, we were all waiting for the food to come. And then our other co-founder, Paul, was talking to you. And he comes over and was like, I was talking to this guy about this idea. I reckon we should have a chat with him. And then we all started talking in the wedding.
Yeah. So my memory of us meeting was Gabby introducing me to Paul and yourself, and you guys were chatting about all things AI. And I still remember AI was so new at the time.
Yeah.
And for context,
GPT-2.
Yeah. Chat was just a thing. And for context, Gabby and I run a marketing agency, and we were also collaborating with a outsourcing agency in India. So I knew that I could potentially collaborate or help you guys in some way. So when you guys were talking about AI, I was definitely just curiosity got the best of me, and I was keen to know more. And I knew that, and I don't blame you guys. Random brown guy asking questions, sus. Anyway, in my head at least. So that's why I was like, I'm happy to sign an NDA if it helps. Because you guys weren't really talking about...
We were like, we're on the cutting edge of this. We can't let anybody know.
I know. And so I was happy to do that. And a week later, we were at Paul's house, I remember, and we signed the NDA, having dinner. And within 2 weeks, we had a company set up. And the rest is history.
I often wonder how good that NDA was. I pulled it off of like LexisNexis. Do you reckon overall? So we met at the wedding, we're chatting, seemed like a great idea. Then we had dinner. I remember there was like the initial dinner expressing like you guys expressed some like interest, and then we like caught up again.
Yes.
And it was like, how can we help you guys? And then we started like really getting the ball rolling. I think we were all really quite confident. Was that, do you think, was it ambitious? Was that naive? Or a bit of a mixture of both?
I definitely think it was a mix. And from mine and Gabby's context, we weren't parents back then. And we had the marketing business. I still work a full-time 9 to 5 for the government. And, double income, no kids. Yeah. When else can you do something like this?
So it's the time to do it.
And we were just like really ready to take on that risk and diversify. So in my mind, I was like, when else? And again, AI was so new. There was a sense of urgency.
Yeah.
And with any new tech, like you want to be in, you have that fear of missing out in you for some reason. And for us, it was that, AI is new. This seems like a great idea. If anything, we could at least get to learn something from this journey. That was my thinking anyway.
Yeah.
And so I think we were definitely naive, especially when I think about that whole build of the minimum viable product. I was so naive.
Oh man, I reckon it was 80% naive, 10% ambition, and then
delusion.
10% delusion.
Yeah. I look back and I was like, man, I was so delulu. Through this whole process. But we learned so much, man. Like I learned so much through that process.
Well, I think let's get back to that, because I've just realized we've been talking a lot and not actually talked about what MyTeacherAide is.
Yes.
So for the teachers out there listening, here's the question: is like, how does this relate to teachers? And what are we actually trying to solve? What do we think that we could actually fix with this idea that we were talking about at this wedding? And what is the problem? I think we should talk about that.
Yeah, definitely. So from my point of view, I'm not an educator, but I remember very clearly both you and Paul, you guys are educators and teachers, and you guys were explaining the problems that exist in your field.
Yeah.
And when I was hearing the problem and I was going, wait, there should be an easier way to do this. And MyTeacherAide, when you explained it to me, the idea, that was a clear solution to the problem. And in my head, for any successful business, all you need is a real problem that you're solving.
Yeah.
And the business can exist.
Teaching is a wonderful profession. I say this as a teacher. It's a wonderful profession, but it's not very sustainable at the best of times.
Yes.
There's this institute called AITSL. So it's the Australian Institute for Teaching and School Leadership. And these guys, they set the standard for like what is considered excellent teaching in Australia. They did a big kind of workplace report last year, 2025. So they gathered a bunch of survey data from a bunch of different teachers.
Yep.
And, survey data, there's pros and cons. But they found that the median, so like in the middle, the median teacher works 50 to 55 hours a week during term time.
Wow.
So the thing is, right, teachers get like 12 weeks of holidays. And so
that's the sell.
Yeah, that's the sell. So it's like,
teacher,
sure, you work 50 to 55 hours in term time, but you also get 12 weeks of holidays. I did some maths. Let's say 38 hours is like full time, right? In Australia. 38 hours a week is full time.
Acceptable, let's say 40 hours, even if you add the additional 2.
I did maths in 38, so let's do it 38.
Let's do it 38. Yeah, let's go 38.
If you worked 52 weeks a year, so every single week of the year, which of course nobody does because there's public holidays.
Yes.
There's not long service. There's long service leave, but there's
sick leave.
There's your annual leave. Put all that aside. Let's say worst case scenario, you're a workaholic in your work, but you also value your weekends, and you work 38 hours a week, 52 weeks a year. That is 1,976 hours in a year. So if you work 50 hours a week, 40 weeks a year, which is term time. Right? There are 40 term weeks in a year. That's 2,000 hours in a year.
So you're saying a teacher during term works more hours than someone working 38 hours a week. That's insane.
So if you only work in term time, which is not the reality of most teachers, we're also working on weekends, we're working during the holidays. If you only work in term time and you're the median teacher, you're working more than a full-time load. So as a colleague of mine says, I will not apologize for my holidays.
And fair enough.
Yeah,
I mean, that's insane.
So that's the problem. Then the solution is this new thing. AI comes onto the scene. I remember at the time I was still new to teaching, and because I had switched professions a handful of years ago now. I used to work in family law. So I was a lawyer, moved over to teaching. And now I'm in a new profession and I'm working my butt off, trying to figure out what I'm doing and looking around being like, man, there's not enough time to do all this stuff. And it doesn't seem to operate the way that I understand how a profession should operate. Like I'm now in my third year of full-time teaching. So this is the year where I've now been a teacher as long as I was a lawyer. I think I'm actually working more hours than I did as a lawyer, but loving it. Absolutely loving it.
So that brings us to the question, coming back to MyTeacherAide and AI and everything related to what we do. So why AI and why not generic AI is what I want to address here.
Yeah.
There's a lot of noise around AI. Even tech people don't really understand, even programmers don't really understand AI fully. There's a lot of productivity hype but what does AI actually do? And how can it truly help a teacher?
That's an excellent question. It's a question that not enough people are asking in the right way because there are AI doomers and then there are AI hype men. And you've got people on the one hand saying either AI is a lot of crock, it's not going to do anything, it doesn't actually help with productivity. Or the other side of the doomer coin, I think, is AI is going to become sentient and these language models are going to take over the world and then take us all out. And then the other side, the hype men are like, this is the most amazing thing since sliced bread. I'm automating my toothbrushing in the morning. I'm going to be 10xing my life in the next week once I've fine-tuned my AI workflow.
Because I remember when I first played around with ChatGPT. And the results I was getting, and again, I wasn't proofreading anything. It just sounded so smart. And I was like, whoa.
Well, it's the thing, right?
This is life-changing.
It's the thing, right, where when you use, I think everybody's experienced where you use Chat the first time and it pumps out intelligible
Yes.
stuff, and you're like, this is amazing. And
Yeah.
then you take 3 seconds to read it, and you go, oh wait, oh, it's just cool.
Yes.
It's like, right?
Yes.
And so that I
Yes.
think gets us into like, what's that supposed to do for teachers? And I think the next episode we'll do is how AI actually works.
Yeah.
And like, what is AI? I think it's enough now to say that we'll talk about like when like the idea kind of occurred to me. So like I said, I was kind of new to the teaching profession. I was trying to kind of wrap my head around everything. I was feeling kind of strung out. I was like, I've just entered this profession and I'm already, I'm already on the edge.
Yeah.
And I became aware of ChatGPT. Like it was really just hitting the scene.
Yeah.
And I was sitting at a cafe with my wife. I was working on a unit that had some pretty complicated texts. So some pretty complicated like readings.
Yeah.
And I was just looking at it and being like, there's no way my students are going to be able to like access this. Cause I was in a school that had kind of a low literacy. And I, discovered ChatGPT. I had the thought, well, it's, I'd done a bit of research into what it was and how like language models work and what natural language processing is.
Yeah.
And so I put the text in and had to go at, having it just kind of lower down the reading level. And it actually did. I thought at the time, it actually,
Did really well.
It reproduced the text at a lower level. It was still the text in terms of the content.
Yeah.
And I was like, oh, if I were to do this on my own time, like if I were to do this, I were to read through a text and then summarize it or differentiate it like this, it would take me hours and hours to actually do.
Yes.
And that's like one reading. I've just done it with 3 readings and it was instant. It was like just done.
And that's the beauty of AI, I think, when you can really use it to your advantage, not just rely on it fully.
Yeah.
You still need the human aspect of it, looking over what is producing. But if you can really understand that, it's amazing. And that's exactly why MyTeacherAide exists, right?
Yes.
Because most teachers, as you mentioned through the stats, they don't have the time to sit and prompt engineer this. Most people don't even know how to prompt engineer.
Well, I think in the next episode, when we talk about what AI is, we can talk about things like
Prompt
engineering.
Yeah.
What even is prompt engineering? That's the thing, right? Is that we talk about how it saves heaps of time, and teachers don't have time to do these things called prompt engineering, which again we'll talk about. But there's also a danger in that. So on the one hand, that saves heaps of time taking a text that is really helpful for your learners, but they can't access. Now they can access it. There's then the temptation, oh, what if I did this to everything?
Yeah.
And you'll see there are a lot of AI tools, especially EdTech AI, so education technology AI, that have like pages of all these AI tools, parent communications.
Yes.
They have their own lesson plans. They will do like marking and all these things. And I think the danger is it's a hammer and nail situation is, oh, we have this new tool. It can do everything. It's like, no, no, it can't do everything.
It's like going to a restaurant that has 20 different cuisines. What do you do really well?
Exactly.
And it's like they call it fusion, but really it's nothing. It's a mesh up of random cuisines.
But like fusion can be good if it's targeted
and done well.
And done well. And I think that's the key is like we have this new technology. And I saw in that, like, there is something for this that is genuinely going to save time for teachers. And that then became the idea for MyTeacherAide, which is, it's a toolbox. It's a curated AI toolbox for teachers aimed at genuinely saving them time. And as we continue to develop it, which is what we're getting into at the moment, we're about to talk about version 3. A big part of that is, We've tried some of these main tools and mini tools that we have. As we go into version 3, part of it's going to be, and into the next version as well, is which one of these are actually working? What actually saves time? What needs to be changed? And how can we actually genuinely make sure that this technology is being used in ways that teachers will actually use and actually find helpful?
And that's a good segue into why version 3 now and why we're trying to build it. So I'm not an educator, but I can understand the struggle teachers might have when you have an overcomplicated application to use. So
You're time poor.
yeah,
It's a new thing.
you don't want to learn another thing just to make your life easier. It ends up becoming harder, right? So from all the feedback that I've been taking time out, going to users and asking them, how can we improve this? And even me just trying to use it on the side as a non-educator, just trying to see what it can give me. The results are great, but just there's a bit of clunkiness that I felt that existed. And again, that's because of all the constraints we had at the time of building it. We decided to build it on no code, which was the decision we had to make at the time.
But it was me.
Yes.
Building it on no code.
Yeah.
Very not a tech background. Just doing this based on what I could learn in my free time.
Correct.
Which,
as a time poor teacher, which is very little time.
And so it's, it's
and
functional.
For what, it's functional.
But
we're at the point now where when we look at the company and what we want to do in terms of impact to our users, we can't do that with our current version.
No.
Hence, we're building version 3. So we're going through the process of getting as much feedback that we can from our existing users and also from potentially teachers out in the market that we think might find value in what we're able to provide with version 3. Hence why we're going through this whole process of rebuilding again on high code. And for not to be technical or anything, essentially it's just allowing us to have the options to continue to develop and improve the product over time.
Well, it makes development faster and easier, more straightforward. But then on top of that, like for the user, it's the outputs will be faster because it'll be more streamlined in the code. We're focusing on making sure that onboarding is just a much smoother process. The interface is going to feel less clunky and just more natural is the aim. Like we're putting a lot of thought and effort into making sure that it is an easy thing to use.
Yes.
Right. And we're also constantly working on how do we take into account schools' concerns around AI and security.
Yes.
And how do we give a bit more control? Like this is on the enterprise scale. Like how do we give control around analytics to our school clients who like to see what's actually being done and how are their employees using it? And it's overall just going to be a more polished, user-friendly product because we want to provide something to teachers that is genuinely useful, but then also
secure,
easy to use and secure. Because I've used a lot of apps that were genuinely useful.
We're very loose when it comes to security.
But I was going to say, loose when it comes to security, but also like not easy to use. Right? Like we want to get the function, but also the fashion.
Yes, it's good you pointed out to security because most people, let alone teachers, don't realize that when they're giving information to, let's say, Chat or Gemini or Claude or whatever application they're using, this personal data gets sent out. And they have access to this. And most parents and schools don't want personal data going out. So that's one of our biggest priorities is ensuring that all personal data is de-identified. We already do that in our current version, but we want to make that even more secure with version 3 and all future versions.
And here's a big part of that is not just in the app, because at the end of the day, we can't control what the user puts in the chatbot. But, and this is why we've started this podcast, two things is we want to, first and foremost, we want to be a source of education to help teachers who are time poor, but maybe have a bit of podcast time, to understand this big monster of AI that's appeared on the scene that is still, even though it's ubiquitous already, like in a couple of years, it's become everywhere. And yet, even now, people don't understand what it is. We want to make sure that people actually understand what it is, but then at the same time, we want to show people that this product, which is aimed at helping teachers and saving time and increasing productivity, is made by, it's not just somebody who used to be a teacher or who is a, quote unquote educator who's in education, but we have input from genuine teachers, real teachers who are facing like real teaching workloads and are deeply invested in improving that.
Yeah, I think that's so valuable. So valuable.
Now it's time for our final segment, the SOS call out. So SOS, Save Our Sundays. We're going to check the inbox. Oh, it's our first episode. We don't have anything in the inbox. If you're watching this in the future, or if you've come to this from a future episode and are just looking back in the back catalog, I'm sure we'll say this again, but send us some questions if you have any questions. We're excited to have you on the journey with us. Just listening is a wonderful thing, and you are treasured just for that. But if you have questions and you want to interact with us, we want to interact with you. And so send us your questions or thoughts or comments to hello@myteacheraide.com. That is hello, HELLO, at MyTeacherAide, ending with an E, .com. So it's AIDE for aid. We have to clarify that.
Yes, always.
Always. So send us your messages. We're building version 3 now. We want MyTeacherAide to be shaped by what teachers actually need. And so again, we're building this podcast to expand our reach so that we can get input from real teachers so that we can actually make this thing something that is just so genuinely useful, because I want to be in this profession as long as I possibly can, but golly, we need to make it more sustainable. So you can help us with that.
Amazing. And also, on a side note, what do you think of Jacob's t-shirt?
Yeah. Well, this is the only item in the merch store at the moment, and it has been purchased.
Yes.